Washington is a lot quieter this morning after a night of applause, boos, and even some heckling at the State of the Union address. President Joe Biden pushed for unity between parties on issues like police reform, climate change, and the economy. He also called for an expansion of the child tax credit, which would give more money to families with young kids. At one point, President Biden directly called out Republicans who have proposed cuts to Social Security and Medicare, and that didn't go over too well with Republicans.
I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you. Look, folks, as we all apparently agree, Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not to be started. All right.
Now, according to a poll from CNN and SSRS, which is a report server database, 72% of people who watched a State of the Union came away with a positive reaction. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders gave the rebuttal for the GOP. She said President Biden failed at making things like gas and groceries more affordable and called for new leadership. It was President Biden's second State of the Union address as president. For others in the room, it was their first address of this kind.
90's World Darius Johnson joins us in studio. And Darius, this was a really big night for one lawmaker from right here in Colorado.
Hey there, Jordan and Corey. Good morning to you both. Colorado's first Latina representative, Democrat Yadira Caraveo, had a chance to be present for the president's first State of the Union for the first time, or her first time being there for his second State of the Union. She wanted to hear the president tackle the rising cost of living and feels there isn't an urgent need to lower costs to help small business owners as well as working class families. Take a listen.
For too long now, small businesses and hardworking families have been struggling with high costs and supply chain issues that are hurting their bottom line. As the first Congresswoman to represent Colorado's 8th Congressional District, I'm focusing my work on finding common sense solutions that will bring down costs and help our community.
Now, the president did say he has a plan for job creation and that inflation is starting to come down, but it's not coming down fast enough. Now, many Colorado leaders in attendance had a chance to bring a guest. Caraveo brought a Latina business owner, Liliana Soto, who lives in Commerce City and runs La Dos Americas. Democratic Representative Jason Crow brought Richard Fierro. That's the veteran who helped to stop the mass shooter at Club Q in Colorado Springs. His daughter's boyfriend was sadly one of the 5 killed that night. And Democrat Joe Neguse brought Ellen Mahoney, whose husband Kevin was killed in the shooting at the Boulder King Supers just years ago. It was definitely a night where Coloradans continue to highlight those who are right here in our community who are definitely experiencing moments of triumph or moments of tragedy. Jordan and Corey.
Yeah, certainly a lot was said last night, and we're going to be unpacking it throughout the morning. Darius, we appreciate your reporting. Well, this morning, search and rescue teams from nearly 30 countries are helping to look for people trapped in the rubble. After the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, it's becoming one of the deadliest earthquakes in decades. We now know that more than 1,000 people have sadly died. This time yesterday, that number was 5,000. First responders in Colorado understand many of the challenges those search crews are going through, desperately searching for life and fighting brutal cold.
It's just terrible. And we talked to a leader with Colorado Task Force 1 about what's happening in Turkey and Syria. While the task force doesn't respond to international disasters, they have plenty of experience with search and rescues in the U.S. They tell us the buildings in that part of the world make rescues even more difficult.
You've seen the pictures of, concrete and collapsed buildings and void spaces. All those things take specialized equipment to be able to search through and manage. And then also working through all the logistics for how to transport, injured people and things like that.
Many of the buildings in that region are also old brick buildings, which don't hold up well in natural disasters.
Right now, a group of Coloradans is helping gather supplies to send to earthquake survivors. The Turkish American Cultural Society of Colorado set up collection sites around the state, including this one on Monaco Parkway in Denver. The group is looking for warm clothes, tents, as well as hygiene products. They're planning to pick up the first wave of donations tomorrow to start sorting through it all. We have a full list of locations on our website for those of you who would like to donate. You'll find it in this article on 9news.com.
It's 6:07 right now. Millions of people now know that CPR saved NFL player Damar Hamlin's life. But the American Heart Association says as many as 70% of Americans would feel helpless during a cardiac emergency. That has inspired a bill that's making its way through the Colorado legislature right now. The bipartisan bill calls for CPR and defibrillator training to be taught in high schools across the state. It unanimously passed the Senate, but there isn't any specific funding laid out in the bill. There would be grants available to help school districts that need extra money to implement it. Now the bill goes to the House, but there isn't a date set yet for it.
A Starbucks in Denver is getting a slap on the wrist from federal labor regulators for trying to stop workers from unionizing. The Starbucks on East Colfax in Milwaukee joined a nationwide union push last year. It was the first Denver location to organize, but employees told an administrative law judge in August that the store management threatened employees, interrogated potential union supporters, and fired an employee who was part of the union effort. The judge ruled earlier this week that the Starbucks has to stop union busting and reinstate the fired employee. The National Labor Relations Board will take up a few more cases involving Colorado locations later this year.
And after a nice day, we have a cold front headed our way, maybe a little snow overnight. What does the weekend look like, though? Everything clears out. 57 degrees for your Saturday with partly cloudy skies, more clouds and sunshine on your Sunday, and a bit cooler, but still above normal at 49 degrees.